It's a bit place too, very, very long fly lines.
Please advise when you finish with that one, the next one is another Embraer Jet Alpha. Alpha, in front of it.
Iedereen... Ah, c'est d'accord. Ouais.
Flight Sergeant Liam Lyons! Falcon 2, Sergeant Sean McKay! Falcon 3, Sergeant Andy Lynch! Falcon 4, Sergeant Owen Collins! Applause! And today, flying the Union Jack is Falcon Master Officer Safety Officer Scotland Forward. And the race is on! Who's going to be the team coach today?
This us in the form of an incredibly gratifying appearance from Mirage 2000. Ticket on its way to Villacoublay.
Dragon 9-9.
After a thunderous demonstration, Matt Beattie and Michael Quintini from home on the F-15 QA Abbeville.
Falling now, it's going to be displayed and then be parked there for the display. Are you happy to fly those down? 20 meters. Thank you. Is there any other leaders in the green-brown area? Ground leader 7 is in Bravo to hold the U2 short when it's vacated.
And there you can see the chase car in pursuit of the U2 rolls down the runway.
So the chase car pilot, the driver, is counting the pilot down from different altitudes. So what I can see from the booth here is 4, 3, 2, 1,
and on the northern taxiway will be to hold short of things.
nice.
To hold short of things.
Well, that was quite the spectacle. From the 99th Expeditionary Reconnaissance Squadron, the Lockheed U2S from the United States Air Force. And I believe that if people stick around after the flying display, we might get to see something else, possibly.
Never know what's in store for you in Riyadh.
Scott.
These and aircraft also parked as you're taxiing over on the north side of Fairfax runway are going to be getting airborne from here and joining up. All of them operated by NATO itself, which are holding off in the vicinity. Now following the SF-5N down the TAC 16 pilot in terms of flying hours on the type in its entire 50-year history. Formal fuel tanks on the fuselage sides affording quite a different appearance. Then we have the F-16CJ model from the forces in Europe and Africa, based at Spangdahlem Air Base in Germany. That's followed by another specially painted line of F-16s, is one we've never seen before here, an F-16AM of the Romanian Air Force. Romania contracted to buy 12 surplus F-16s from Portugal in 21, and then they concluded a further deal for 32 jets from Norway, which the Royal Norwegian Air Force was in the process of retiring, which was concluded in November 2022. And the
flight from number 51 Squadron at RAF Waddington. With it, Czech Air Force Gripen, a French Air and Space Force Mirage 2000, and an Italian Air Force Tornado. F-16 CJ, Turkish Air Force F-16C, and Romanian Air Force F-16 Air. Slightly different here, but usually the break will take place inside. Not allowed Belgium now in the throes of retiring its last F-16 in favour of the F-35A, and it's supplying 30 of the F-16s to Ukraine. The F-16C accompanying it in. AGM-45 Shrike anti-radar missile. 480 now sold. Flying Squadron F-16 all of its jets will get the a beautiful sight there at the SF-5M of the Spanish Air Force rolls out.
Am I right in saying that we are to all back in our number 2 to camp from the show? Over.
Thank you, Ben. Just a very quick aside here at React 2074. You do get separated from your child. Don't worry, we can reunite you more quickly with the help of our child safety wristbands there. Showground has new digital screens around the airfield, so you can get the most of it to React 2074.
Thank you. And I want to mention that
along the runway or on one of
Seasons. Very sadly, Pertu passed away last year. He was the most marvellous chap. He'll be very, very sorely missed around the whole of the European airshow circuit, as well as here at Riyadh. And it's to Pertu Karadayar that our thoughts turn as the Finnish Air Force Mark 66 rolls out in the hand of Captain Emily Vahasuri.
Mexico, it'll be a little while yet, but we'll be the Wildcat.
Very well skied RPV. Here from both Italy and Germany in comes the last of the F-16s from the NATO flypast. Our very welcome visitor from Romania. Big screens over the to an interview.
I'm here with Graham, who is part of Free.
Service of the E7 wedge tail to replace the Sentry AW1. Major Henrik Björling with the Swedish Air Force. So, yes, 39C Brembo. Strict. We did it with the Harrier to some extent, but you can do it with non-vertical takeoff aircraft as well. We've touched down now, you can see the nose leg compressing as those enormous carbon fibre brakes retard the aircraft. It brought it to a virtual standstill in just over 3,000 feet. I think that's an absolutely fabulous display. Yeah, very, very good.
But of course, that infrastructure that you need to land aircraft on roads doesn't have a bike chance. The road system has to be designed in order to take that. The length of runway needs to be a minimum of about 3/4 of a mile or 4.5 feet, and the load-bearing capacity has to be able to take the aircraft that are bombed.
The Royal Navy helicopter display team for 2024, the Trackcats. Running in down the main including .5 caliber machine guns, torpedoes, Marblot, and Sea-Venom missiles.
Unmanned air systems.
Coming straight back in towards us now.
pushing down.
If any other leading vehicles in the city box shop.
Eyvah. Oraya nasıl kaldı?
Timing and precision is everything. The Reds are made up of 9 of the most experienced fast-jet pilots in the Royal Air Force. We're supported by a 120-strong group of engineers and ground crew, nicknamed the Blues, all under the watchful eye of the officer commander.
Rockets represent the United Kingdom and to promote science, technology, engineering and maths, inspiring the next generation.
Team arriving on our world famous Diamond 9, trailing on red, white and blue. As the team come up, you can see us in that world famous Diamond 9 with a plan for red 8 and 9. Now move left and right, chasing the shape to 9 arrow, reaching the height of over 5,500 feet at the top of altitude. Leading the team this year. We've now seen 6 and 7 at the back, straight in from the left. This is Big Vixen. There are actually 11 pilots in the red arrow. We have red 1 through 9 display. There's myself, red 10, former tornado deal which of course was the storming of the Normandy beaches by the Allied forces. And tribute to all those that took part and those who paid the ultimate sacrifice, this is Spitfire. Once again, Red 1 pulls the team up over the floor. Taking it from the Colonossi with 8 and 9 being themselves left and right to change the shape from cool to cement. These guys move right along north of Velo's aircraft now slow, taking it off about 20 miles per hour. Both controls a lot less responsive. Conversely, the aircraft now accelerating to 200, 300, back to 400 miles per hour. The Red 1 brings the team around to the left in cement. In the meantime, that right wing uppermost is Red 4, that's right to the right, second. And now from Rome, at the far left-hand side is Red 5, that's right to George Pavlo. George is first in on the team, he's involved in the pilot and crew for the 11-12 base area unfortunately. And George has also taken part in operations over Syria and Iraq. The abort call is made by Reds 9 as Reds 8 and 9 roll around the rest of the formation, but watch for the colour change as Red 1 fly the team down the line. As we go into the second half, we'll now see we've never not failed since 2003. inside, you have reds 1 through 5. Now once again for the Hannah break. Down to only 100 feet above the airfield, they've got a closing speed of over 800 miles per hour. Sirs, Mark, ladies and gentlemen, Riyadh, get your cameras ready for the Hannah pass. Paddy is in his third and final year for the team. A full 2 minutes. Of course, one of the roles of Red Arrows to represent the Royal Air Force and the United Kingdom of Great Britain. And we do that by flying our red, white, and blue skies. Extremely proud to take the a 360-degree anal roll. Gas number 1 is capable of producing approximately 5 minutes of white smoke, 1 minute of red smoke, and 1 minute of blue smoke. With each of those colours selected by its own individual button on, it starts to push. Red 6 now conducting an inverted barrel roll, pushing up to negative 3G, working hard to make sure all that blood doesn't rush to his head. While Red 7, 8 and 9 hold on in that barrel roll to complete the manoeuvre called the mirror from Red 1 as Reds 2 and 3 roll to the outside. Clear, go as Reds 4 and 5 roll around the outside in one of the hardest manoeuvres for our new pilots to master each year. This is Real Madness. Draw wonderful 60 in the sky for our 60th anniversary break.
Links, rechts.
It's the Red Arrow!
People in the town, their day jobs include various roles with the National Air Traffic Service, people whose home bases are Heathrow, Stansted, Swanwick, Manchester, and of course other controllers and assistants from Guernsey and East Midlands. In addition to that, there's a further 4 support and emergency desk employees during the show period. Air traffic control is just one of the critical voluntary roles
Een aanrem of trekken een aanrem bij de gat.
see the conclusion of 8 hour 30.
The air tattoo this year, sadly, but they brought in this L4. So many of these L4s, there are a lot of them flying in the UK and elsewhere, really are true warbirds. They saw a lot of combat action in Normandy and other theatres of war. But following it in on final approach is the C-47 that is able to make it to us. It's one named Penn.
Dat iconic. Ja, maar dan springt maar.
For their break.
Look down, shoot down, which was coupled into the Sparrows initially, and then the Skyflash missiles. But it was a non-tactical display radar screen and was unable to superimpose for the benefit of situational awareness for targets that would be tracked by the radar over any sort of tactical display. If we had that, who knows, the aircraft may have made another decade or decade and a half of service in the RAF. But sadly it wasn't due to other aircraft being on the runway. From the right factor. This aircraft still fitted with the Air Force,
And we've got their aircraft here this weekend.
There are two of them. It's probably better to have you available at ECHO as well for shoot recovery if that's okay.
our designation F-21s, or F4Ks as they were known internationally. The Royal Navy operated them on board the Ark Royal, and then as time went past, those aircraft became part of the Royal Air Force with 43 and 111 fighter squadrons at RAF Lucas. And it just looks as good today as it did.
While we're chatting Phantom, because it can now be said, because it's been published in a couple of things over the years, that there were hopes by some private owners to keep one of the ex-RAF Phantoms flying, including at one stage Ron Dennis, the then boss of the McLaren Formula One team.
And at the same time, Sir John Allison, who was Air Officer commanding 1118 Group for a long time, tried his best to keep a smaller unit.